Hello fellow trainers, welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, thank you so much for joining us today. My name is Christine and I am currently on a journey to find spiritual and physical fitness. If you are interested in any of that, make sure you stick around. Alright guys, so if you have been watching my videos, you know that I am currently in a trial period trying to figure out what works for me, what works for my body type, my lifestyle, physical things, whatever it is. I know that a lot of us go through similar struggles and I am just in the trial period of figuring out how to get through them. If you witnessed my last video, I'm sorry. That's all I've got to say. I am sorry. I know that it got a little emotional, but at the same time, I think it's good to see that there are ups and downs to this journey, and that was just a major down. If I'm being completely honest, I can't say that I'm 100% out of it. However, I am feeling a lot better about everything, and I'm hopeful. It is Monday. I'm just ready to move forward. As far as my last thing, it was my 2-week trial period without a scale, just using positive things, negative things. I don't want to go into that too much, but I do have a video explaining just what my jar method was of using good choices and bad choices. And again, I don't want to go into that too much, but let's just jump into some pros and cons that I found through that process and what I'm doing moving forward. So first, I will go ahead and tell you the cons, because I like to end on a good note. So this one's kind of just a given. The more loose of a structure you're going to have, I feel like the more loose that you're going to be. So even though I had intended on sticking to a certain calorie count, and again, that was just a basis of what I should be eating, it wasn't a deficit, but even though that my goal was to stick to that, I was thinking, oh, well, this is just a whole loose thing anyway. There's no consequences. Everything's fine. It's Gucci. So I didn't even keep track of that. So I feel like with a huge, very loose mindset, overall mindset, it led me to be very loose in even the small things that I was supposed to stick to. So that was my first con. Okay, and the next thing is very similar. Actually, a lot of my cons go hand in hand with each other, but having no plans leaves things really open. So if I didn't have a plan of what I was eating for the evening, or I didn't have a plan of, just meal plan or meal prep or anything, it was all just open. It just left things to, okay, let's make pizza again. Let's make pizza again. Let's do this. And even though I wasn't having consequences, like I said, for those things, it also just made it so making specific good choices was a lot harder, if that makes any sense. So as far as the cons, that's kind of it. It wasn't many, but it was kind of overall covering my whole plan. And it just, I don't know, towards the end, it just got really complicated and messy and made me feel like I was doing absolutely nothing. Even the things that I had set forth as goals through this loose kind of thing, those are even falling apart. It was just so loose that my plans that I even did implement were not happening. So I was also really busy, so I don't know, but my goal is to find something that works through the busyness. So just that kind of aspect of it, I want to change moving forward. So let's just jump right into the pros. So the first thing I had was I was very aware of my habits when even though I was keeping things loose, I was using the jars of, okay, I'm making a not so good decision, or I'm having a treat, or I'm doing this. Every time I put something in the jar, it made me very aware of the decisions I was making. Whether that was extremely loose, like I said, I was aware of what it was that I was doing. So it made me kind of understand just how I work through stressful situations, or when I'm bored, or whatever it is. Making that conscious decision kind of made me aware of how I work without structure. So that was kind of good. It wasn't like a positive thing necessarily, but just being aware of it, I think, was good. I think the no guilt was huge because, you know, through many diets, at least for me, being constantly guilty of the decisions I was making, rather than just putting a pink slip in a pink jar, I was just beating myself up. Like, if I had a piece of cake, then it's ruined, my diet's over, just give it up. And because there wasn't that guilt involved, it actually caused me to binge less, I think, and feel like I needed to have something, I needed to have a fix, I needed to, you know, indulge in all these things because I was restricting myself. So because I didn't have that guilt attached, I really think I only had an episode, I guess you could say, maybe 1 or 2 times, but I also kept moving forward after that, which in the past, I wouldn't. If I had a binge, that was it, I was done. I also had written down clarity and positive thinking, and I think, again, that goes hand in hand with the no guilt, where every time something happened, I just kind of kept moving forward. I was really positive about everything, and I had a lot of clarity about my, like I said, habits and how I do things and how I react to things and how I work with things. I had a really good outlook just about the entire time. I was really positive about everything moving forward. And I just think that that's good overall. I think a lot of the times when I'm dieting, it's all negative. You know, I could say, oh yeah, this is working, but I'm just looking at the results. I'm not looking how I'm feeling through them. And I think that's what gets us into this endless cycle of things going good, going bad, going good, going bad, is because we're only looking at the results. We're not looking at how we're feeling throughout the entire process. Lastly, because I wasn't causing myself a caloric deficit, how do you say that? I don't know. But because I wasn't restricting myself, I had so much more motivation and energy to do things. I was on my bike, if not every day, several times a week. And even when I wasn't on my bike, I was on my elliptical or doing some other physical activity, whether that was at the park or this or that. So I feel really bad. I don't know if these are kind of like inconclusive results. They're just really muddy. And I just want to tighten it up moving forward. So if none of that made sense, I apologize. This is kind of a recap of how everything was going, and I want to just kind of tighten it up moving forward. I don't think it was a fail. I just think it was a learning experience. It wasn't like, oh, this is exactly what I'm going to continue moving forward. But it also wasn't a fail. Okay, so I just want to wrap it up real quick. My goal had been to make shorter videos. I was going to go into a couple more things, but I will just make separate videos for those. I'm not ready to get on the scale yet because I feel like during this trial period, I have some more things, like I said, that I want to tighten up. So there's 2 more videos that I want you to watch out for. One will be my plan moving forward, which if all goes well, I will have a weigh-in after that. And the other one is my stress jar video, which is going to be very important. I want to make sure I get it out before these next 2 weeks start, because that will be a huge thing in my plan moving forward. So if you are interested, if you are doing a journey like this and you want to see those videos, make sure you hit the subscribe button and the notification bell so you are notified when they come up. And if you're in this journey as well, I'll be praying for you. I'll be praying that you figure things out too. And I hope to see you in the next one. Bye.